For 20 minutes, said damn. When him said all this while, I thought Papa She was the problem. All this while, now my dream is say Papa She, and a problem. Why no, and ra, enemy who say never Papa She no problem. One will say a damn cradia for 20 minutes, said damn. All this while, I thought Papa She was a confusionist. No. Okra bipolar. And I go, Papa She and ya dream we are. And Mamma Shanam say, hey, Abra Coco, Beshawachi. Papa She aboard the mamma and I did say, or no. Obey my Ghana president at Dante, or no better dates, no, we are president. Eh, damn, no. Ignore Jai. And your Papa She, eh, damna, eh, bipolar. When him said all this while, I thought Papa She was the problem. All this while, now my dream is say Papa She, and a problem. Why no, and ra, enemy who say never Papa She no problem. One will say a damn cradia for 20 minutes, said damn. All this while, I thought Papa She was a confusionist. No. Okra bipolar. And I go, Papa She and ya dream we are. And Mamma Shanam say, hey, Abra Coco, Beshawachi. Papa She aboard the mamma and I did say, or no. Obey my Ghana president at Dante, or no better dates, no, we are president. Eh, damn, no. Ignore Jai. And your Papa She, eh, damna, eh, bipolar and psychosis, I don't know. And them cradia,
Obi bia wo ton bibi ona so mfiri nyame Yesu chiamba abuwon wo chiamba abuwon Luke 11:15 wo chiamba abuwon se munim se haya majafie empai bobia na modi adan yahudie adutwa etwa nkrofo mumfiri onko wo bu farasifo bu acherofo bu mpanifo obi amfiri onko o fe won se wo yesofo
Papa She
God call me Papa She, call me evangelist Papa She.
Yeah, that's a sober program.
Call me evangelist Papa She.
Yeah, that was a sober.
Call me evangelist Papa She.
Yeah, that was it.
Thank you. Call me evangelist Papa She.
Me patrol. Yeah, that was a
Call me evangelist Papa She.
They won't mention.
Call me evangelist Papa She. Call me evangelist. Call me evangelist. It wasn't
Yeah, that
Papa
was
She
a
who
sober
talking to.
program.
It wasn't Papa She who talking to.
Yeah, that's a sober program.
It wasn't Papa She who was talking to.
Yeah, that was it.
Evangelist was
Yeah,
talking
try
to.
your home.
Yeah, members of Parliament your majority your majority caucus na ye jina ha ye represented dodo a antumi ama for one reason or the other na ye pese ye ma ye mpelifo ye president te se niema ekoso na sen wo man mu enye ye nika ye consult ye constituents almost so express the same sentiments. And indeed, the economy so after a leadership of parliament, so any leadership of the party, so Sema Omampania Sunti say, Ya pese any yano, Yama Yura Furiata, our finance minister, and ne Charles Dubahi, our minister of state, the minister of finance, and Tranchain na Abayajuma El Koso, Senia Baya, the confidence beba. Economic system num na ede enkoso so ebeba eniti ne ye gina ha ka se ekoba se de ye kan o mampani wantie dia eniema bia o de beba parliament ha big government business empo budget of 2023 no enye se yen ye wo ha yi ene wo mo kan ye ho no ye participate eniti yes, sir. O man pedi say, "Yeah, do it. Ontie asem. So when tie asem dia, yes, yenjema e wo parliament emo.
All right, Abusa, for this is the debate with the Munufie. Me wa kwa ba say ene wanyamre na wani me baba som e this particular platform so. NPP4 and yes, a particular press conference no. So mo kai papa no di kan no. Lawyer and appear could be currently won't to me lawyer no. Not a parliament. And NPP MPs came together. A catch the president and now the Mr. President. Kenneth Oforiata mismanaging the economy of our nation into Pamano. One pamna over to your parliament, Udi Bibiaba, a support you. I was expecting, say, and Alexander Kwamena Afanyama can ben lead the NPP MPs. No, my the same press conference said, Baby, I can overrata Obiano, Omra back to Ghana, now make face the laws of the country. Yet, Kwamena Afanyama can see on T. Who you say, this particular press conference, the NPP had some brave men on the floor of the house and mounted this particular presser. A catch there. Then president say near say, oh yeah. But Afanyama is quiet. At on T say, Bibiku, because on T say Ghana for a suffer say, here Kwamena in the system. But anyway, that is the debate with the Munufie. Medini William Munufie Amankona said, any day they can hear me, but you take your time and then listen to me. In 7 years, because you know, be brave, Eba, Dawson. WASSCE results about NPP for pushing the blame on the president. And then because that is something we need to address. Educational systems in our society, you know, they are a section who ye pantis and me, and you who be and and cry and sati or Ghana and they say, West African examination results now on Kwalana Kochuro. Our Ghanaians went to for that particular exams. Results in a buy. I say, Nkranse enim. Nkranse me was a particular results. I say, Nkoye. Now all of a sudden, near who yana say NPP for air shifty blame to President John Dramani Mahama say, or no. And I must say, man, but you watch this particular video. We are beba.
For it is possible West African Examination Council WAEC release 2025 WASSCE results. In fact, I am sure I are udru fie ma collateral WASSCE na I are percentage and kwala a failure na in fact so we data eba bontina and collateral WASSCE nyina no emu 51% omuntimi enko university because oma fail until is 49% per and etimi pass here A1 to C6 Oma betimi akwa university na no kura no courses program na oba ne peso ye no eno so kura ho be ye diama no na me medical ka kire mo say de BC ne ye was na be ye west eno na wu enche bia na finance minister Dr. Keso Atoban Forsen e be ka kire say an time MPP fra bem na free SHS na e basa na nkwala na yese na what pepepe e na resource ba ya enkwala yi entwa samusa be kai bia 2026 budget ye ready ye bisa won say sika sen ana aban ne se wo de ba be no stress free se nkwala be ko school first year na metro mu fees ama omo no wo de what see e kan wansem aban ne kasa no want wansem o because aban ne hu se nipa ne doso wo school mu wa onye sika wo de betua e nkwala ne school fees ni to ma me no be ka se aban ye disappointed because 2024 campaign no or promise so betua oba ne first year fees ama no enti ene ye mani pa bebre enko school no na e ka kese abeda aban so medical culture say NDC aban ya aban bia omo money nji suku kom omo ni nji education enti omba ye ne bia be ma education na ye tantanta o ma me fo nani so no aka se me ba no kura me mani nko school bi onkope kokko bi no onkope adwumasua bi nsua na wo ma say suku no wo ma say education system no say wo be hwe data e ba bontia de ti akoma social studies eno de obia wo bon kura na nya social studies ye bi say e de na cause unemployment ubenya biaka e de na ama teenage pregnancy kosoro ni nyina societal issues ni be sisi communities mu and social studies and social data e ba ya from 2021 e be 2025 the worst results are hu any afi na wo ye akwala na wo tro wasi na wa failure wo ye maame a de biam ka tro say president ma wonya na dwen say obeboa wo ba na obibim enti mo fantum mfo say aban we ba in the first year and no more results na e basa because
anyway wo de yem fansi wa ha wa hu abaya ketwa kama odi alaji Dr. Munufie miachi enti she believes say so obi cultural exams no failure the president of the country and am independent failure because say president ashebo say o tertiary first year school fees no untia how NPP for I say they have no message and no more pumping these ideas into young girls like this to go on to the social media and then try to deceive the masses. Abaya we have been say uncle university there uncle school. How she understands education, but my money bako. She also understands the same concept. Senior NPP 40 I say or my no. Say university is the only place you need to go to school. Let me tell you something. When I was at Sunyani Polytechnic, now Sunyani Technical University, by that time we call it Sunyani Polytechnic, when former president John Kufuor was the president, and then Japan and there, Also, NPP flag bearer idea. He was the presidential secretary to the president. And then HND students throughout the polytechnics in Ghana then echo demonstration to the presidency to present a petition to the president to say, President John Kufuor as at that time. Say they believe, say, HND, you're man in the same status to say university degree. So they should lift the HND to degree status. Then that petition, Kwabena Japan and no president and receive it on behalf of the president. At that same time, no, Kwabena Japan catch them. Kwabena Japan catch the HND for say, so far as Kwabena Japan knows, every best student goes to the university. And he doesn't even understand why our polytechnic you think that they should award you a degree program. Kwabena Japan has somehow catch the polytechnic students, then HND students. I remember very, very well. Kwabena Japan can't ask me, and also students in AAD, and all fresh soldier for me about boom. Mabimu Topumunyina. I remember when Kwabena Japan was the presidential secretary to the then president J. Kufuor. And Johnson NPP for being exactly the same thing. And I way let me educate her. We don't insult on this particular platform, so let me give you a bit of education. You can't say we be go school a new university in Kwani school. A new university in Kwan. Ghana buying at the asudi to schools so and then headmasters and teachers to say school bia and kwalam pass kesibiano. It is the head teachers and then the teachers or the headmistresses you are supposed to be blamed. And the idea na Ghana buying a pushy teachers and the teachers resorted to writing some of the exams for the students. But these are known facts. I just why I just say Ghana no. And most of our students it's me passing WASSCE results. I can't go ahead and be saying then a mass about me A+ or semi minimum. Minimum for semi. And the teachers in the schools were organizing students to pass that particular exam. Send a bear and Kalano school pay for no. And the man Kalano say ye or more day. Emma apogee ebe Ghana for day. Ntini pia Ghana for no sa domko universities. I remember say most of the lecturers at various universities started even complaining say and Kolani about university no akolani get a good grades but be send bibia onim. And I am telling you wow hear me and then I will hear me later say this is the true reflection of Onkwalano Adisunya in our senior secondary schools. The educational reforms and another don't go for the buy. What I understand is say you pushy SHS Adisunya the brain Kwalano JHS. So imagine a Kwalano JHS no Sunya SHS are there. I have experienced in this kind of things. A Kwalano P1 or Ghana. Who didn't be double chira? Adia will name no Akwalano P6 or Bruchil names are there no. If I just him in the comment section, wait me to again chira, but if he thinks I'm telling you the lies. Akwalano P3 or Ghana. Adia will name our class 3 hono. What the neighbor bruchira? Adia Sakola name class 3 no. JHS near Akola or Bruchil names Adia no. Meaning say Akola not being this and then we are forcing Akola to learn something at a higher level of that kind of Akola no. At the end of the day no, not president Akota apo say and Cheram Kolana apo. Now Nkwalano ko exams and pass it. So this is the true reflection of the performance of Nkwalano. That is what I understand. This will be on pen okuriti and as we are making obeka se meboa. Surprisingly no. Poor West African examination results no. Nagrad president calls for review of educational system. He understands as we make no. Wajime media not to can the same thing, singing the same song. So that be educational system in the country, we need to review it. And then this is the true reflection of Adia and Kwalan Enim. Previously, in another day, we covered normal system, normal same Kwalan Keke. Thinking that Kwalabianko University, now university is the only place that everyone who's a school. That be Oba Bruchira, a technical education, any CSC minor, not university courses. Because we are school business administration. If I open traffic lights, I want to be amount. Who see there, I want to be boss amount. Uye painter hwane be amount or cast ya hwane be fix amount. You know, these are things, the growth, if you want your economy to grow, this is the best platform to grow. And I am assuming, say, hey, this is the best system, ever system. When you are testing the level of education in the system. So we need to review our educational system. I just be our own penocracy and our own penocraca, and that's why I'm making I'm not making sense. That is the honest truth. Because CPC education, a movie very well in our country, we need to do an overhaul in our educational system. And this is a coach apo, and the bachelor Kolano, there be. And this is a koto pasco, and the bachelor Kolano say, learn only this kind of things, cultural exams, no pass here, university, and that's it. And then your graduate unemployment association in the country, yet if this kind of people come together, and that's a critique pure water, that's what one cast or more trauma there, the members alone could make them employment. How many of us think like this? How many people in the country have started to think, say that we need to change how we learn and how we go to school in our various organizations or various departments and other things? Ask yourself. Go to the big factories and companies in the country. Say, now could be almost say, free university, and then go to the universities and ask them, say, what kind of graduates are you producing? Ghana universities produce graduates. Employment in the system don't even need them. Hasemo. And easy. Rico said, Bro William, your broadcast to Ghanaians internally and abroad is so good and enjoyable. As to the facts and truth, you always spew out. Bro, you are the best for Ghana first. But that's me now. Why are there? Because we cannot sit in the system. We cannot sit in a society. Everybody is going to university. Then there's no job. But vocational and technical education, thinking says, vocational and technical education, that is what Kwabena Japan told HND students then. And that is the same message NPP for repeating in there. School, you can't say school. And yet, I won't school. There be education. Ask yourself, what does education actually mean? When somebody is an educated person, bisa ho abrochi na ba so abrochi na fi wadwuma wa abrochi dem adwuma ben na wa abrochi a ye de tie bo na ye adwuma do se na wa abrochi a o ma bo tie PhD for na ye. Ask yourself, I know a lot of PhD holders are omo cha aduane, they deliver food. Maybe some of them are even watching me or maybe my temper. That is what I'm telling them. Meaning a lot of PhD holders are deliver food. Because PhD now a practically nonsense in the system where you live. I can't question Emily, most of them go to the university, and when they come to abroad, it is not needed here. Of course, because and I make a meaning PhD for or deliver I just say one pedocracy and I some make a but that is the truth. Ghana, we should shift the system. We should shift it. Let me tell you, platform here, Metusa Media live streaming. There is nothing here. PhD in a year. Idea be a practical thing. It will be here. Ask me and be honest with yourself. Phone a kid or him, when is he PhD in the year? I have been to when Nokia was very vibrant in Finland. I've been to Nokia manufacturing company a lot. I had a lot of friends who were working for Nokia. Nokia, you man Nokia na phone, smartphone. Obi no get a PhD na Obi any ho. You need to go to the technical and vocational schools and learn. Ghana, they just work at university, and I go university, and I buy them to be able to university. No, be a university. I'm saying, oh, see now when they be see amount. Have you asked this kind of question? I was saying people, they are not learning. They don't even think. And I'm going to buy we be on. She thinks she's going. Okay, spectacular. She buy we could any PhD in a university in a girl. We all do Dr. Mudubo. Me, you say low IQ syndrome. Ne organ and arena. Kasa so ya wo for NDC from pay school sem wo for NPP leadership na wo currently na for mu gina ho na for NDC leadership gina ho na bi so say he for na co school kese NPP leadership of more Ghana ne bring all of them and then tell me say NPP for akọ school more NDC for wow. But these kind of people, all kind of question, they think that you are insulting them. Abaya kama. when Dr. Mahmoud Bomi Chidia, as my doctor and Chido Nyansa, because Dr. Pani on so and I say, on Kenya, Sabia and Chidomo, and Omudina yo, they are not learning almost anything there. Yeah, of course, because she's following them just because she can speak. That is the only thing. And now, there's nothing that she's learning from them. Master, you can't school education. May say also I could school. I keep on telling a lot of my friends say, "Me can't go university and yet maybe a master's degree baby me find way." But let me tell them, "Oko school ni we are because I want say school na makona dey na me dey here." And now they say degree in accountancy, masters in human resource management. At the end of the day, how why not be a company or administer that human resource or human personnel? So you need to create something for yourself. If you fail to create something for yourself, you come back and then blame your government. And you're buying quite a much more. We are saying that you're buying a many people. A buyer is there to create the enabling environment for you to create something for yourself to do. It was an NDC phone the school NDC phone page that be and NDC for the the system is there. Open so university call. Open so sunya what failing na wabwa. NDC are buying got top on farm show. That be any amount we are buying so. Yeah, mount a teacher in quite something for mount. There be one cause of a bien team no and that is suya for suya. Unsuya no failure what failing and yet your mama na because your mama no your mama until and your mama is not foolish. So we can talk about say, "Beja upon the suya na yemfa upon anko mau." Na teacher ni sanko chere exam suma na ko pass. There be enyane sa. Ebi ni ho sa. Teacher say, "Bro, privatization is destroying the nation. Politicians, but government properties and force the government not to open up jobs to create competition. That is the problem. But I mean, I know why are we not trained to create jobs for ourselves? I always find it problematic. Say Ghana buying always promise say memo mojuma I buy no where them will be juma because minimum juma buy no ubeti me I buy na with the let's assume say military and no mo kosan la ya sebe depends ya fa on hwe mo kwen over 4,000 or 5,000 people ewo Elwak Stadium be a copy military ako. Abine adena what promise women as obama. Why are you not resourcing them to create their own jobs? I have problem with how our people manage the resources at Ghana. But maybe with time, they will understand. And some of you can be a kakra. Cool, me that's it. Minas, you're outside Ghana always learning up. Minia, me that's it. That's the truth. You cannot credit you. Obi a onye na just obiti no kwena. You no anasem. You call me Bible children me nipa me no mobile bridge no me ni obi o ya ban adwuma me hu bi de say obi ti ba bi a one me nya movie the same time now ya ban adwuma you can tell me few say we nipa 100 a one we onya 2 a we ya ban adwuma obi a private people na create adwuma e no mo ye. It is only in Ghana or in Africa and are buying the promises and me obi adwuma ye, and that is the problem that I always have. Me was a problem no ya ban who be where when him say surprisingly no zip liner alaji Dr. Mahmoud Bomi catch the Ghana for on na cover zip line ba no si ekasi kapa zip line a private person abie omo ankasa drone services are omo gifri Ghana by wa it's going to shock you tie ura kwa na minta kando.
And as part of the contract there were clauses known as take or pay clauses in the agreement, and the contract was so sourced. Now, for every month, Ghana government was and is supposed to pay $88,000 per center per month. $88,000 per center per month. So if you do the computation, we are paying more than, because we have 6 centers, so we are paying a little over $500,000 every month for the services of the drones. What is more interesting, and I think everybody needs to know, is the fact that in the beginning of this contract, the idea was that we were not going to use government of Ghana money to pay the services of the drones. And I have the Hansards here during the debate on the floor of the House. And the quotation from the then minister responsible for Health, Ajimamanu, I have it here. I think that the question was asked about why the signature of the minister responsible for finance then was missing in the contract. And he had this to say, among other things. Mr. Speaker, I would want to stress again that the Honorable Minister for Finance did not put his signature on because this is not going to be done from the consolidated account. The public purse is not going to come in here, unquote. And the whole discussion has to do with the fact that they were not going to pay from the government of Ghana fund. And some other stakeholders were engaged, and I've had the opportunity to verify from them, including the GMA then. And same argument was advanced. Apart from saying this on the floor of the House, government of Ghana has paid a lot of money to the zip line. Apart from that, their services was to concentrate on the hard-to-reach areas and emergency services. But upon review of the activities, what we have realized is that the hard-to-reach areas constitute only 12% of the activities, 12%, 1-2. And emergency services is 4% of the activities. And it will interest you to know some of the items they fly. Items like condom, blood donor cards, not blood donor cards, mosquito nets, food and nutrition items, adhesive tapes, syringes and needles, education materials, among other things, textbooks, exercise books, uniforms, and a lot more. So these are some of the items they have been flying. And so when we came to office, we think that there must be value for money. And therefore, we are engaging them. So if you hear...
And then listen to something. Alhaji Dr. Munufie and then NPP's administration go to San Francisco. Alhaji Dr. Munufie can also call San Francisco. Although say Dr. Thomas Mensah be catching or boy on one of the buy. But let's follow what Alhaji Dr. Munufie actually said. He went to San Francisco. Akofa, an American-based young man, to say me hey, Abian is the drone company. Akofa Bagana say, they deliver condoms, mommy. Every month we are a member of $500,000 US. TNC na making you $500,000 US. Now for better condoms, mommy. It doesn't make sense. $500,000 US every single month goes to Zipline. Free. A brand to US. Now, if you know, so you need drones. I don't know one more polytechnics in the technical schools. No, and your man has more drone. You don't train them to manufacture their own drones and then use it to fly. What they call hospital cars. Does it make sense? But that is Ghana that we live in. That is the kind of people who wants to rule us. They have no idea. They are clueless. They lack ideas. They lack vision. Why are we doing this to our country? They are born in Ghana. I consider some group be general so mum and they may design educational systems and educational policies for us. It is the educational system in Ghana why we need to change. So I do agree with this man who says that we need to change the educational systems in the country. We need to review it. Mr. NP before review doesn't mean cancellation. Review doesn't mean abolition or cancellation. We need to overhaul it. There's something wrong with our system. There's something wrong with our educational system that we need to do. If we think that we need drones, we need to train people how to manufacture drones. If we need drone pilots, we need to train people how to fly drones. If we need cars, we need to train ourselves how to make or manufacture cars. So no might be develop our day. We need to use our common sense. How we NPP ni pacho tie me and some American because mo na ma dwen no I say gare ne gum odi nsuo gum na enyini odi nsuo gum na bebre. What I say? This is where we talk sense, pacho. This is the debate with Munufie. over 500,000 US dollars. And I like Dr. Munufie cover by sole source contract and they check American young guys free for nothing. It is the educational system that we need to change. Yes, will be a more time on university, university about business administration, business management. And again, they produce more lawyers than engineers, and that is wrong for our society. Might be anywhere say all more lawyers and engineers might be developed that. Because we who lawyer or bicycle cover corada. What will be that? Wait me a catch them. Some lawyer for lawyer business lawyer kusia. Wabonwa okura court them pieba no okobone yerabaso. Where your lawyer? Nipa where did develop a mind? I would have done Yankopon. I just a papa she won't quite best at it. I train him well, my own.
Woman, what be our Tommy be on a son free yame? Yes, Chiamba, a boon. What Chiamba boon? Look 11:15. What Chiamba boon? Some women say higher major fee and pie bobia. And I'm with your Daniel Woodie, a ducha, a chancro for, Munufie uncle, or Pofarasi for, Boacher for, Bumpany for, will be a few uncle. If I want to suffer.
Papa she.
God call me Papa she. Call me Evangelist Papa she.
Yeah, that's a sober program.
Call me Evangelist Papa she.
Yeah, that was a sober.
Call me Evangelist Papa she.
Yeah, that was it.
Thank you. Call me Evangelist Papa she.
Me patrol. Yeah, that was a
Call me Evangelist Papa she.
They won't mention.
Call me Evangelist Papa she. Call me Evangelist.
We are more than. I call we more than. If you are so legal, who Papa she saying?
When himself all this while, I thought Papa she was the problem. All this while, now my dream is say Papa she and a problem. I know, and ra enemy who say never Papa she no problem. One will say a damn kuradia for 20 minutes. Say damn. All this while, I thought Papa she was a confusionist. No. Okra bipolar. I now go Papa she and ya dream we are. And Mamma Shanam say, hey. Abla koko be hwe wachi e
ese papa si abadam akwada boda na dwen at scratches abaso. But on a more serious note, let's go to NDC. We are asia ba NPP for ho Yando didi Kennedy Japan tempasa e beba ho Yando the way o didi Kennedy Japan tem. I'm very surprised. Yando pa ade na we new opportunity Kennedy when Japan na didi na temza. But anyway, let's be in NDC about NDC government. I think that this is the third time I'm saying this kind of things. Some of the appointments now are buying a I say grassroots no. Ya ha adwen kakra. Mr. President, Mr. Se wunima nipa bi a appointment and I say a man group be appointment letters under this particular administration. Oh ya ma grassroots no bofu. When this for a year campaign ma wono. Wa nyahwe amawase a a money corono. Nima bi wa mo ya ha grassroots for no. Ba bi o muntimi nka. Dodo na nso kasa but o mo kasa on the social media. Enemy who social media me come Ghana web enemy ko who say ya churo say Yaw Dabo ya man some appointment with and I thought it was a lie. How can the whole president give Yaw Dabo an appointment? And as a sports minister or some minister call Yaw Dabo say me ma appointment. I remember President calls France Nano. It was an akwa hobi also or a football administrator. Nobody has any issue with him. But NDC for a humanity when I say Yaw Dabo with me Gina Simpies with the president Atema. It's a problem. I didn't believe it until I heard it from Yaw Dabo and I see money that particular appointment. Now I'm saying what? Yaw Dabo. Anyway, me bajo tie.
Meda Excellency John Dramani Mahama. Medanase. Wow. Namada sports minister ononso medanase. The papa o ma hu o mi mu no. A o mpese menye emwa o man Ghana no. Me ya boa o man Ghana ama wiase nyina hu se sebi enye nipa ne tentene ne gram. Me obi ana mpebo obo pa. Ame kwa menya bi mo. Me kono eka 2 minutes ya ne akekere me jesi. Near the mabam. Mina crank a bonny apple. A bear may be bad up with found in out of form. Ya bema me Francis Mula man a flapon. To me who says I may die soon, some me pesa me moborn, and to me a mamma, me maninka, mention the bellboy for floor. Tia call on ma president and so buying. First in any bomb is one was a double. Now they are then.
President of Ghana.
President.
Dramani.
Yes. Oh, whom you know about me? It is say, oh, yeah, me grassroots Amazada, a bab mana tumpon. Me double soccer academy, me team, me nim penny be a macon anima wa boomabum. And crana dumana me and me ye, se me ye. Sebi ebia farming some to coin. Me better academy na manage place. Bebele farming some to coin. Me team so be to coin. Me won cra o me a janka. Ebu ani mami ni ho. Obu ani papa ni obu a totally a janka. Omu nyina wa me campo. Iti me no apart from some team ni kwa me sanhwe nkola ni bi person atesa me amema. Enya nwa sebi enya Barcelona La Masia wa academy. Ana Ayas Academy, Sa Academy na Chelsea Academy. Yenya mu ba ko ana mu mienu miensa kra Ghana ye koyenim. Okwa blochila ekwan fa so de teten kra. Eman kra ni be hu bo pa ye. Ablochile ye wo tournament e table.
O de yenti Yaw Dabo appointment a ese da ma Yaw Dabo grassroots sports ambassador. Grassroots NDC grassroots it's in from Varanda boys and girls no open say sports there I just say ukosi Yaw Dabo so because he's the ambassador na dey answer me NDC kakakari nya grassroots sports ambassador Yaw Dabo na dey man no because Yaw Dabo so at football academy Kofi Adams I supported you in a lot of ways but I deal way away no man we am dey asembeba o mo dey asembeba NDC ministers man we am dey asembeba na etija mo aso be ye pa. Then kan ko enchire mo de asembeba se ope obi the grassroots mean the word grassroots na ehye ho no hwan na Yaw Dabo we beto ko gine ni makan yen se obeka football as match no na ne nka wo de ko ma Samuel Jan wabodam di Alhaji Dr. Omudu Bomi echi twini di ye kra senkeye Yaw Dabo any ball in some chain Ghana kakaka na NDC e ho no Yaw Dabo na kwoti football academy so all of a sudden no Yaw Dabo timinya grassroots sports ambassador asembe ni kwesi plan was ebe ni asemni Kofi Adams Kofi Adams Yaw Dabo grassroots sports ambassador anyway yango anyway is it a mini maker? Now no NDC France 40 France yes I Maria on the say Mary Dime say Japan say Mary Dime so may tourism ambassador of France Emma France 40 musa all of a sudden must go for Yaw Dabo say Mary amwakon o say amwakon o to UK no want to money position o UK o so NDC near to UK what's an one open yen France because France sebe hona NDC for yen kwase afo Mr. President sana mpesa mchere grassroots you are ignoring them you are letting them down giving appointment to this kind of people they never did anything for the party Yaw Dabo grassroots sports ambassador anyway yanko yenim for yeah o kasa bere yanko yenim we are just a papa she nkwa bit my answer no asembeni Seni pa dodo na etina Ghana ye campaign ngame ye bubinum na e chibihwe me kaya kwabi wo se obo so obi oni soja fo krokutu na kwa ino mu kikiri ono wanya sports ambassador ba Yaw Dabo anya sports ambassador all of a sudden e be na wo de maya de ni bi to na ekopaja diplomatic passport e de maya Yaw Dabo na sa akwa na oni soja fo kokonto kwa nti ho Mr. President mo hwe ni ma yie me wa akwa bi watachima nsuta sere so anifreni na nitu ni nyina afira ne nsa nifa nyina asai o NDC communicator e watachima south nsuta sere so makwa hwe ne da nifreni na nsa so asai yet o farmer o cocoa farmer I will bring him on this show one of these days no be ehun sa asema meka na memwa NDC communicator she akurase ho e kasa ono akwa de nsa sini no nisa right so na atwa o na ni tu ni na afira otimi de call fuom de benkum e kodo afuo de talk credit and the calls for the party obi anim no all of a sudden na Yaw Dabo ti kumase grassroots sports ambassador my idea about me mama NDC for my idea Ashanti region is a stronghold of NDC now mo pe kwan papa Ashanti region mo pe biggest market Ashanti region mo pe sports ambassador grassroots Ashanti region my idea ma beto yo ho. Anyway, this is the debate with the Munufie. Kofi Adams. Oh yeah, they are. Watch it, say politics, you know. They say, oh, be out by your politics, we and this, and I just always want being now they are here. The boat show way, oh, just ye, no business, ye, and American, which I'm saying. Because appointments now more, you know, more the same beba, more the problem beba. They no cry, nimine, ye catch them on Utia, a wawasem, one tier, wawasem. That you Kofi Adams, Ube, Gina was over party when nobody a ball got away. Let me so be a question. Because compare grassroots sports ambassador no. Go who Yaw Dabo say akwaro ni mbo pa ultimate the best football academy. I bet the pay the Quran number. Meboa. Anyway, enko yenim. En campaign jiro bi say any yenim na ye ka. Obi ama miska o, obi entu ya me ka me say odi matem free. No bab. Hey, yes Yaw Dabo ade ha me kwan say grassroots na so no. See, I'm a sports ambassador. I didn't have any problem. Grassroots, NDC grassroots sports ambassador. Ghana's grassroots sports ambassador. Hey, Yaw Dabo. Why are they, Mr. President? Why are they about his mama? Mr. Bobby. Anyway, I'm going my brain poo. NDC. Anyway, I'm going Yando say, the more NPP, more they NDC than I'm going Yando say, Canada Japan ye mambo for inipa bonini. Na yes on criticizing John Mahama's administration. Canada Japan says it's too early to criticize John Dramani Mahama. But I'm saying and say honorable Canada in Japan Kotana radio so. I may be saying and say who President John Dramani Mahama's administration say. Also for now he's doing okay. Because NPP for $5 1:4. Eddie could do 17. And I John Dramani Mahama they about 10. Into the onka. It's too early for now. The John Mahama nyewe. Or say banji kwana John Mahama duya ya. Senke moe. Until for now, if it's even honorable and is the excellency by Kennedy, no Kennedy Japan say he cannot complain about John Mahama's administration. Send up Yando mini ya on tiasi. Na Yando. A dear poor there Kennedy Japan in TB
Ya kasa munkasa. Ewo de ekos wo man mu ye chichichichi nkrofo. Even the commissioner for Britain ekra de nanu atumu say democracy e Ghana hakra under threat. And so obi say on criticizing President Mahama or say too young. So betima criticizing no. Oti ase obi apese udi MPP fo anim. Ni yati MPP fo. Yati criticize aban broni a won titwi.
By in 2017 or criticize Akufo-Addo July.
Me say obi obeka say too early to criticize President Mahama no. Why a hypocrite? Oti ase why a hypocrite? Why a nyatwumuni? Vice President Mahama wo koye wedding krampanka won ma kra no entua enufu ano. Oti ase enka kra no etua enufu ano a wo onum wa wu nipa ma otua enufu ano. But ye nka hwe. Ye gya ye nsem nyina amanyame. Na 31st no ache emrantem munze general so ya na eche. This time around there nyame nka so na emrantem na obi asumu enyo no e wo man nim. Na oheba areho say yes ye drone delivery. Drone.
She said two essential things on our health system, health service, health provision, health delivery, drones, and then the software. A doctor sent me pictures just now. Now, for that, ya palia a good ni table so no. All in the name of changing the software.
I didn't know my cry. Yeah, you didn't know the brain. And here for how to reach areas. Yeah, baby, a wa grassi. Na you didn't know the brain. We are all quiet because Aban Papa Abba. You closing it down. Yashante region, dear Ekahon. Voter region, dear Ekahon. Ye minister on carry. I'm here to draw a friend as they plan for ye 2 or my muntimin deliver.
Yeah, 3 centers.
You yate yan kashim. Na Bantima and Subacha Sama or Kano. I think say the finance minister will be the letter, bro. Was it a Subache actual letter come up? Oh, president. ana President Mahama wo ya de ade brewa na so de ama obi na omo me respond yenye ni sa wo obi a throw letter brew na de ama to force say o me ka ho asem sa na ye no asenso bu achi asem a wo ka ye nyina ye ditum a me say next week me ko ho I think say express road no I did wo mutirima ma wo ka te so mo nti ase omo person be reason with anybody because omo say omo ayi say ye ba be ye no asenso bu achi asem a wo ka ne say already no there's an intervention abanya etwa muo eye udru konongu sesi ya o kosro ba fom ubegina wo sa eho no oduma e kan se oduma se eko uye den ya ubegina eti ya ye bypass ewo ho ingresi among from eho ya ye bi ewo ho ansa na osino
say NDC for we pa
what you say
the word professor ne doctor no ye to be shops ana
enye na professor ba ku bi your friend Titus Boyo ai wonu so say ya the condom
o me deliver a condom no ma eh any baby ajimi o go man sa some people are too foolish
what you say GTech for mun ko hwe papa no ya say Lambosi MP
this is too foolish
what you say just say deliver condom kra ya tono ani breso what you say who abutrem any a talk condom. O just say ugoto condom ye turn abutre. Utimi mo bi ato ni de ewie. Ato na. Ugo
emergency things.
Be ye can boko kura kire de ogira. O she da ben no abo na mane say. Me here sa de ewie. Na just say what? O just say na who cassette here because enya
who professor.
Na wa be kan sa asem we. What is it? It is a super chance already intervention there 70% completed, no. Ye with 30 no. What is it? Na entime emwa. Now kase who abandoned completely. No ko start a new one. Enti ho na nyu obi kro mu ana. Enye obi ba bia ono so tie. Eti ye ho kwan na aye den. But I know say NDC there they have a record. So omo ba bia no a enya de omudi kota atrema egu Kumase Accra road kwaso from 2009 ebesi 2012 na je emails wo ho President Kufuor estate sa dualization bi wo ho omo hipu anwa ne dane mountain o ti ase o kai friend say I think say suhum o say ensawam suhum bypass bi wo ho President Kufuor ye bypass bi wo ho and then this yamfamu da Yamfaso da 8 years. President Akufo do buy and san ye timi afa sa akwa no so.
Me say asa no tenten tie onya and say Kumase Accra road no. Maybe ye kodue no. Omu peso mbeto aso. Ena we yo makaso mu be ye no. Omu nim say omu nye ho nkrata asem ne feasibility studies near the adeni nyina enwie no. Na je say omu 4 years rekwa atwam. Enti nye no mu peso mbe ye Kumase Accra road no muntumi nkan straight.
Exactly.
Na say mo de nyansa say we me say.
Because omu o hwe kejeti ayi kra say brother Mahama na ya.
Say we ho. Ghana a Jimmy phone etin radio ni TV so no. Aji say wuntumi TV. Aji say wuntumi TV ngwa but I have a problem. Sa o hene ba ya oti we ye beto about kan say be my president kwa ka say ye be punish no. Police for invite the che no. Eno ano no. Akwa we no misinform man for say ye beto about 7 ye beto about ako 8 ye beto about ako 9 ye beto about ako no. Akwa we. All of a sudden on the point that there are more comedians in the system. Thinking say abiding new vision. But NPP for nothing as sentiment more vision say to the say the vision in some case we no edomo call 38%. Oh nyansa dodo. And the Yando say on Tias second do hene Japan say on to criticize his SLS John Domini Mama because it is too early. Also a hypocrite. Because ye chairman for no the boss chairman want to me akwa say Ghana Japade I made the chairman want to me ko gina court enti can the Japan nya no yin nkodi want to me echi chairman want to me akwa $10 million so they could do bro with this kind of enti Ghana for yin nya nkodi na che no enti no aban no ye nkwa criticize aban no we nipa we uja amamu mo betima ye fighting corruption kwan a problem for NPP for they don't even understand why an administration needs to come and then fight corruption in the system. A teacher will say NPP communicators make sense only when NDC communicators are not around when they talk. Of course, because now that consecutive with the we still time because Paul Yando or Hene Babo Mo, Aquaba Queen and say a chin and the quackra, a jan and look at me was never ready to see them. And women who say a whole lot more example, Quatana, Quasasam. Sashanti Regional Minister Muade, and I buy a channel, and a BC, and I just say, in some Funkwa, Patrol in the comments section of our adventure. May a video be about it this particular afternoon. The link to that particular video, no better the descriptions of this particular video. Well, I did a video about it this afternoon. And in that particular radio station, as a mom cotton on the ass will be Adriano, a pepano. Adriana say, and on Mugu Honkwana, 7 minutes a wound to me, I said that. Aquafa 7 toys, and on my better hole, so why not quite some Mugu, or Mumubian to make Kenyans as a male. That is something I've seen about that particular radio station. And to almost all my monsters are buying it or Babaye, another expressway. Grovo, your margin about the manner. Now, be a Ghana for about movie, that's independence idea. Wow, thinking, oh, how on a day. Bantamas and so much a cultural letter come out presidents acquiring on Peninsula and as a phone. Until I know a rose minister, you couldn't quite in a 1 year. If it was that easy, I didn't 1 year. Until I got an chain and all of a sudden, who say, I may be Bassa Bayad Papantino, no, he is kicking against it, right? NPP for more than most say NDC idea and Yamunya Momunye 2028, Munya campaign to Tiomo. If they were able to do that kind of stretch of the road, Namonye, what was a feasibility studies? More winning no more cover hands of parliament, made him the Ninaba. Nanado Danko Kufado, Equa J, Techimai City Water Project from Japan. Ebe this can be besides City that power so many feasibility studies. And I'm on Kai. When the Ghana did quite Jebo Siama Betches Kennedy, the movie to be a John Mama Baywan. That be John Mama's administration, but 4 years way, no scandal. When you been come, it is a movie become when you're Mohonam pass of Franca. Mumisa Mosa Abraham Motia Kunya, Mankas Amoye, press conference, catch a president and now Dogo Kufa to say, on the finance minister, and there's no catch them. They are no catch them. What am I, Yanka Poyando on this particular press conference?
Yeah. Members of Parliament are your majority. Your majority caucus. Now, you represented Dodua and to me for one reason or the other. Now, you per se, you're penny for your president. It is say, near my question, I say, or my and Nika, you are consulting your constituents. Almost so express the same sentiments. And indeed, the economy so after a leadership of parliament, so any leadership of the party, so Sema Mampania soon to say, ya per se, any money muyano, Yama Yura, Furiata, our finance minister, and Ne Charles Dubahi, our minister of state, the minister of finance, and Tranchain, na Abayajuma El Koso, send your Baya, the confidence, Beba. Economic system num na ede enkoso so ebeba enitine ye gina ha ka se ekoba se de ye kan o mampani wantie dia enema bia o de beba parliament ha government business empo budget of 2023 no enye se yen ye wo ha yi ene wo mo kan ho no yen participate eniti yes, sir. O man penny say, "Yeah, do it. Until assembly. So when you assembly, dear, yes, you need my parliament. There must be a mission."
Papa, you can't ask him no coordination lesson Ulusuye. Or see a poison in the crowd. Because on one of them, who's a buying money home day and a quick cassette and tea, I was a poison. Besides, one more course, our press conference, I do say, and it's about back to parliament. Yeah, kick your win and say about football. No. Hey, I said, oh, NPP4. Easy, NPP4. Chia, party way. Now, me name down Microphone bet my papa will be in the Ewa Ghana. I would have 38% no. Let's see, yet, I sent one of the one day, Seba. On about 28%. I like you, Dr. Munubomia. Maybe in second, I can on one of the neighbor. Now, I'm the neighbor 28% in Ubina. And I don't work with him that. Chidi Chata made as I said that Nanado complete the E-block schools. Paul should read the history of Accra Kumasi Road. on kai so say Paul Yando the problem of Paul Yando they say eno na no appear stadium kan no o say Paul Yando na dan hotel a comedian bi say nti no yim pasere ase we jimi o say asema wo kan no Paul Yando person ya de bi ma NPP papa wa kan say Paul you opposition no defend there but that defense we enti ma Paul that be way stupid defense enti ma Paul da a defense at MLK opposition that is what you are doing. Until you don't know adwuma ye pass so person ba power when people near ye pay bibi ma ye dia ene wo adwuma ye oni aboro nye kwase adwuma na so be ye da mo adwuma ye monyere mo ho pa because Ghana for see hu adwuma wo ye ni nyina hu se adwuma ye no it doesn't make sense there be asem bi apoyando baby no be kan bi an kwase asem obi se men kan je Kevin Taylor be nya o se uti hu se da gati ni towe akwano kana akwane tia kai sai ni na oti o se wo sa sa se mi out ene wo adwuma ye why uti wo se dua ede kwose ne woma adwen bia so ni akwani ti mo de ne hwe enye ye but that is what he thinks that he is doing me makaso ogu ni mani mase because Poyando Kofi ya minima sema na yere ka kire no timi bi se ne me call radio so makokasa o he makasa ben sempa maka nyansa sem wan kwani akwani kan but also hwe mu TV so a use your phone camera na fast scan the QR code here do go straight to the platform unya subscribe and also subscribe man ubetima like share so na why am mani beje pa anyway na me de besi wa anti se obi o question bi se me I think I have about 2 minutes to go na afidi ya a teacher said by all means one of the NPP MPs in Accra will cross to NDC side in parliament. NPP may go to 2028 elections with 82 MPs. Washe nkomo eda se e bom person come to be bom e be ma me bom samon. The number of MPs are the same numbers of MPs they get. The time to parliament. Oma bi nya dwo, adwen ni nyina paska. Da ku fu we omo hwe enyi. Really bright sometimes you need to listen to them and laugh. Good evening, bro. You're watching me live from US, right? But that's why I dey Poyando mo political comedians. Sometimes not wa no ko say anade asem na po aka na wa wasere kakra. And ohenema mo those kind of guys, you know. Omo madam mo so mo munzu o ma dwen da. Senior Chris, we have a code here. Meto won't catch kakara. Senior, ya na wa hwe me. NPP for the hey. Bent Bronze Munufie, the HIV infection numbers came out for Ghana for July to September. Ghana recorded 5,000 new infections in each month. Until allergy Dr. Mahmoud Bamiyankofa a whole zip line into $500,000 every month. I'm going to deliver condomana minia $500,000. And the drone deliver textbooks. You were just wasting money. Say Ghana na 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 ka osisi kan wo ha. Into omba no be discount na keke. Omo adwen omo buy no. Be discount na keke. $500,000. Wo da ko fa akwa be for America. E this kind of man every single month. Asabe we your mampanyi a wadwen mu da ho. Na why wadwen say mine na wa be boa mine. Is it how you need to spend the nation's money? Yen kaisa laji Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia ko fa map, Google map, or say for Ghana Post GPS. E free no. Ebe ton ma Ghana. And so no na mo free o. O say man me akwa we pa o je serious man Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. Timi hwe ni sisi am say hey, Paul Yando senior brother no. E from political comedians. Obe mo asere sa. E so obi na no so kasa asere yen kwa. Otim se nkrofo we adwen na nyina nya adwuma. Omo ni vision, omo ni bibia na omo na mo sa. But anyway, let's leave them like that. Ebi another ache. Say John Mama bu amamu papa. You will come back and learn from NDC. I see at NDC school. Near far like Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, Paul Yando they chama to me said, "Do no unko prison there." Never chero made. But I know say by January they na chama to me. Na na grada. Omo chero. Me say by 31st of January, about to NPP for better no. Chama to me when ya be when dey ho. Nsabom. Be when dey ho nsabom. Hey, ka kwani besu. Ze o se chama to me hata. Ahonde bi ani ni mu. Anyway, we say for me the best we had nyame adom ochena. Ye be say ba. Or maybe tomorrow I might not be ochena bi na ochena you find some videos on my platform by me to quarantine I will not be live on the show until me pacho ya na. More they acheme. Ochina kwa there will not be live. But there will be some videos that make me upload this. Me there will be say, well, nyamre now here be ana me da say. Mentima mo dia. And so now that me dini William Munufie am on channel if any the debate with the Munufie Yankopon and one. Bye bye.
When you say all this while, I thought Papa She was the problem. All this while, now my dream is say Papa She and a problem. I know, and ra, enemy who say never Papa She no problem. One will say a damn kuradia.